Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. If you had a long weekend as we did, I hope you enjoyed it like we did. If not, well, welcome to Tuesday. And hey, a quick thank you to the 1,837 folks that subscribed to our Daily News Recap newsletter over the weekend. We are still tweaking, not twerking, so it'll only get better. But if you are one of those, thank you so much. If you aren't, we're going to drop a link in the show notes so you can subscribe. All right, let's get into today's news, shall we? The state is continuing to look at the Bay Bridge and how to ease traffic. The consensus so far is to build a third span next to the two existing ones, and there is another chance to let your voice be heard. The planners want to know how it would impact communities, pedestrians, and bicyclists in the area of the Bay Bridge. Now, the MTA will be hosting a virtual town hall on June 27th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. You can submit comments in advance at baycrossingstudy.com, and also that will be the place to go to get instructions on how to watch and participate in the town hall. Again, that's on June 27th from 6:30 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. The Bacon Brothers were at Ram's Head on stage this weekend, but before they were on stage, they were in deep water. Well, maybe shallow water. Well, maybe no water at all. They love Annapolis, and they do play here twice a year usually, and this time they decided to get their hands and feet dirty with the Arundel Rivers Federation and some local scouts to plant a bunch of native plants in the Broad Creek Park. And after they did some good for our ecosystem, of course they returned to Ram's Head on stage to do good with some of their great music. Yesterday, we did miss Ann Alsina because we took the holiday off, but she recently became certified in something that totally confuses me. Now, mind you, that's not a high bar, but she did earn certification in blockchain and digital assets. We always hear about crypto, whether it's skyrocketing or maybe crashing or somewhere in between. Well, now there is a financial firm in town that can make sense of it all. So congrats to Ann for that, and if you're curious, get in touch with her. As we begin to wrap it up, let's give away a lot of music this Ticket Tuesday, courtesy of Ram's Head on Stage and East Porter Rockin'. First up, I have tickets to see Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown, plus Davey Knowles. That's going to be on Sunday, the 29th. And Melina Moy and the Lowercase Blues Band. Actually, it's Melina Moy with the Lowercase Blues Band. Lowercase Blues Band will be opening up for her. That is next Thursday, not this Thursday. And I'll tell you, if you are a rock, soul, and blues fan, that show is for you. You can get info on these shows and more at ramsheadonstage.com, and they do have a great summer lineup. And now for East Porter Rockin' on Saturday the 24th. That is this Saturday. I have my final 2 pair of tickets to give away to the best local music festival in Annapolis. Again, it's this Saturday, and if you want to volunteer, actually, it's a lot of fun, a great group of people. You get 1 short shift, a free and very cool t-shirt, free beverages, and, of course, the festival. You want to head to eastporterrockin.com for tickets and to volunteer and sign up. But if you're feeling lucky, I do have 2 pair of tickets to see East Porter Rockin' this Saturday, as well as those 2 shows at Ram's Head on Stage. So just reach out to me, and you may be a winner. Okay, that is a wrap, but first a quick thank you to you for listening and sharing and letting your friends and colleagues all know about us, and to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and Alpha Engineering. So now you need to hang tight because we have George Young from DC MDVA Weather standing by with the only locally forecast weather report you will find. And back with a legal brief, we have Scott MacMullan from Scott MacMullan Law. All that's coming up in just a bit, so Hang tight.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, June 20th. Look for mixed skies today with a small chance of showers in the PM hours with highs in the low to mid 80s, to be followed by unsettled skies the remainder of the week and the weekend ahead with highs tomorrow and Thursday around 80 degrees, followed by mid 80s or so each day Friday through Sunday, as we hopefully pick up enough rainfall over the next several days to at least put a slight dent in what are steadily growing drought conditions across the region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And don't forget, follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day. And use our website at dcmdvaweather.info so you can always stay weather informed.
Did you get close to completing your college degree but dropped out during the COVID pandemic? Well, as a near completer, you may be eligible to receive money from the Maryland Higher Education Commission to finish your degree. Again, if you started your degree but for whatever reason never finished it, the Maryland Higher Education Commission has money to help you return to college and finish what you started. Go to mhec.maryland.gov and click on the Near Completer grant to learn more.
You never know when you might need an attorney. It could be when the lights light up on the police car behind you. Or maybe you have $1 million idea and need to incorporate. From wills and trusts to car wrecks and arrests, Scott MacMullan with the Annapolis-based Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, is here to offer some insight for you with today's legal brief.
Hello, Annapolis. This is Scott MacMullan, and this is your legal brief. I want to talk about a little-known law, a new law from the Maryland General Assembly called, I call it the pre-probation before judgment law. Probation before judgment, what is that? Commonly called a PBJ. Everyone wants a PBJ, usually. When it comes to you're getting charged with a crime or a traffic violation, you want the judge to say PBJ. There's one judge in the district court, especially here in Anne Arundel County, that says PBJ a lot, and it's always good to hear from him. Anyways, the probation before judgment here in Maryland, the issue, though, is you can get probation before judgment, and it can be expunged from your record here in the state. The issue, though, is unfortunately because of how a Maryland PBJ is entered, it is deemed a conviction by federal law and policy. Veterans have lost clearances, their jobs, depending on a PBJ. It's also an immigration issue. Depending on a PBJ, can be a conviction for immigration purposes. So that can lead to deportation. Specifically, it's common to see a driving under the influence per se. Someone's undocumented. They get 2 misdemeanors, and potentially they could be deported because of that. So it's something to be taken very seriously. Well, starting October 1st, here in Maryland. There's going to be an opportunity with the state's consent to get, for lack of a better phrase, a pre-probation before judgment, where you're basically, with the state's consent, you're agreeing to plead guilty, but you're also put on probation before judgment. So you kind of get away. It's sort of a workaround for the probation before judgment, especially when it hurts you for federal clearances purposes, as well as immigration purposes. So just know about that. It's going to go into effect October 1st, 2023, the pre-probation before judgment. And that's, of course, going to be something that the state's attorney is going to have to consent to. And there are a lot of state's attorneys, a lot of prosecutors out there that don't want some good people getting deported, or they don't want some good veterans losing their security clearances. So I think there is going to be some more room for negotiation, some more room for a case-by-case analysis. And this recently passed bill is going to give defense attorneys as well as state's attorneys more to work with when it comes to that, as far as a solution to some issues. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, at 443-494-9775. Again, it's 443-494-9775. This is information, not advice, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.